How long before until we get a hybrid drift car?
I think I don't think Kevin's ready to try to develop that rule book, dude.
Oh yeah, I always forget about
Like,
that. Yeah.
there's so many crazy things you can do with that. Like, I don't know. Imagine an electric motor like picking up the slack in between shifts, so you never have a problem. Like, you'd essentially have someone launch off the start line in FD and never have to shift, and they would be like essentially could be the fastest car because in between shifts the electric motor could pick up the
Yeah.
difference. They just keep pulling and run away with it.
Wow.
Or like being able to manipulate where that extra power is used and why it's used. And I don't know, it could be a definitely a unfair advantage. Um, I
Interesting.
don't know. We thought about trying to do something that's like torque vectoring, where you have like individual motors per wheel in the rear, and essentially you could manipulate how the car drove on a bank because you could just fire up the upper wheel's wheel speed to the moon, and it would help
Yep.
the car stay loose and high on the bank. Or like
Wow.
on decel the motors could either free rev or they could lock and act like a handbrake, and you wouldn't essentially almost not need a handbrake because you would just lift and it would lock the rear wheels for you, and then you just get back on it. um, they could make your diff, like you could essentially have any form of diff, one way, one and a half way, two way, all in the programming. You could make it slip, you could make it be locked, you can make it slip on decel. Like,
Huh.
Wow.
you unlock a massive can of worms with that tech, and like it it almost wouldn't make the competition right because um you just be doing things that are so like out of the norm and so
Yeah.
hard to control from like a tech standpoint. Like Kevin would have to be learning as fast as us
Yeah.
to try to keep up with what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
And if think about it, if we did something that worked and was so crazy competitive, the amount of petitions on that would be so insane that like we wouldn't be able to continue. Like, if it worked, we wouldn't be able to continue.